Hey, Wendy, how's it going?
It's going well, Beth. How are you?
Good. This podcast numero 3 in the book. And I think we have actually a pretty exciting one today. And I say that actually genuinely, because some people might not find the other stuff we've done super exciting. But this one, I think most people get excited about design. Most people get excited about, hearing how to make their house look prettier, especially during these times when you're stuck in it all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Improvement. Things have gone through the roof because everybody's like, you know what, we're going to be stuck in the house. Better make it as nice as possible.
Exactly. And everyone, I mean, there's so many people that are not just working from home because they have to. I think they've made the choice, made the decision, made the life altering whatever that, hey, I can do this from home. So let's make my home as beautiful as I can because I'm here all the time. And let's make my office, my workspace and that kind of stuff gorgeous too. So it's kind of fun. I mean, I'm a bit jealous. My house it's not a horrible house or anything, but
I love it.
As you are out all the time, I'm out all the time. So I don't really work from home. I work from, we work from our cars, right? But I would love to be able to have an excuse to have to revamp my house, but I really don't have a reason to. I throw some things out to Jeff and he's like, but really, do we really need to do that? We don't really. So there you have it. Anyway.
And favorite words that come to my mouth is, you know what we should do? Or do you know what I saw today? Because he knows that's two things. That's going to be money and that's going to be work that are coming his way. So yeah, there's pros and cons to having a wife as a realtor. That's for sure.
I do little things. I mean, we do we've done things to the outside, the driveway and steps, and we painted the outside. And I just painted 2 accent walls. So one in my living room, one in my bedroom, both black. And that's sort of but I didn't do it myself though. I actually paid someone to paint the walls for me.
I think
money.
Exactly. And I think people shy away from doing dark, bold colors until they see them. Yeah. And the second that they see them, they're like, oh, I would never have thought to do that. Like we've got a few rooms in this. Well, I've got that feature wall behind me, but we've got a few rooms in this house. Like in my bedroom, we did a black ceiling. And I saw it at a hotel we were at. It's like not a motel, a hotel that we were at.
Okay, then sure.
And yeah, I know it sounds worse than it is, but I loved it. It looks so cool. So when I told our painter I wanted to do the ceiling in black, they looked at me like I had 10 heads. But as soon as they did it, everybody was like, "That it looks so cool." Yeah, I don't shy away from color, but I know a lot of people do. Like I said, until they see it, and then they're like, "I'm going to do that."
Yeah. So I mean, you're obviously looking at houses, as am I. What are some of the sort of trends that you're seeing now in the houses you're going into?
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing a lot of feature walls with wood, like kind of almost like crisscross wood painted. Okay. I can try and find one to throw it up on our social pages. Yeah. And I'm seeing also a massive resurgence. This has been last year and this year in brushed gold. So not like that kind of bright 1980s, shitty looking gold. I showed a house last night and oh my God, Wendy, it was beautiful. I walked in and immediately went, oh, okay. Now, to be fair to this house too, that every other house I'd seen up to this point wasn't that finished. Okay. So walked in and they had done the bottom cabinetry in like a very, very dark navy, the top cabinetry in a stark white, and then gold handles, gold fixtures, like the faucet, the fixtures. It was so classy looking. Wow. It was so beautiful. And then they carried that through to the bathroom. So I'm seeing a lot of those golds coming back, especially in combination with those dark navies. I'm loving it. I am loving it.
I actually have a client who she bought a house in Beamsville and completely gutted the kitchen. And that's what she did. Not with gold though, but she did dark navy cabinets below and then white above. And then I think she has all black hardware. Beautiful. I'm going to see if I have, she actually sent me a video. I'm going to see if I can add it to the video portion of this. It looks so good. So stylish, so clean. And what I like too, when you take the light and the dark together and then you add a gold or a black or whatever for hardware and fixtures and stuff, you can just change all that gold to silver, all that gold to white, or all that whatever. And it's almost like you have a brand new look. Like if you get tired of it after a while, or if gold is like so passe in 5 years from now, swap out the hardware. Yeah, it was a pen. And you're good to go. So I like it. You know what I'm really happy though about with trends, that's kind of going is farmhouse. I mean, like dubstep, I liked it for a while, to quote Ryan Reynolds. But I'm so glad it's kind of on its way out. I don't know. For me, it's little bits and pieces of the farmhouse I like, but when a whole house that is not actually a farmhouse is farmhouse, it's just too much for me. So I'm kind of liking that that's kind of moving away a little bit.
Yeah, and I have elements of farmhouse in my house, to be honest with you, but
So do I.
I cross them with a lot of modern. So, and that's the look I love when you have bits and pieces, because it does cozy up a home. Like there's so much modern you can have. I mean, that said, I mean, we've both seen houses that are ultra modern and they're beautiful, but personally, I find them sterile. But I know people do love that look, that white and gray everywhere, that kind of monochromatic look. And it's very, very chic and very metro. But for me, it's not my vibe. And it's not, when I walk in, I can appreciate how beautiful it is. But like, I would be afraid to like kick back. Like when I was designing my own house, I kept saying like, I want cozy chic. Like I want people to walk in and say, oh God, this house is beautiful, but I feel like I can kick back and have a glass of wine and chill out. And like, I feel like I accomplished that here. So
no, for sure. Cozy to me is huge. And I felt, like you say, the very sterile, the white with the gray floors, and everything's white. I mean, the countertops are white, the backsplash is whatever. I'm talking the kitchen. It's just, I don't know, like, how do you go in there and kind of go, oh, let's dim the lights and curl up and
exactly.
I need some color, at least a couple of accents here or there, or maybe lighting. Maybe lighting is the only way to kind of to set the mood in a place like that.
No fluorescence. You know what we're going to do? We should do we do a lot of this or that's. Yeah. So like in combination to this podcast, I want to do a this or that on, like, we'll use a kitchen because that's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. We'll do that on that sterile look versus that cozy look. And then we'll do this or that on a very ultra modern, minimalistic living room, and then a more kind of family centric living room. I'm curious to see the numbers on that one. Yeah,
see the response on that for sure. Yeah. So talking about staging, it's kind of cool. I'm excited to have our guest today who will be coming up. Her name is Tamara Grant. She's from a company called Destined Dreams. I came across her, I don't even know how. It was when I first started in real estate. But a company, I think what it was initially was her marketing material, because she uses mint and white and a lot of cloudy, like clouds, not cloudy. And there was something about the schematics of her brand that I thought were so cool. And I think that's how I first kind of clicked on something that I saw and, started up a friendship with her. And oddly enough, she worked at CHCH as when she was going to school. She took journalism. Apparently she was a co-op student at CH. I don't remember her, which sounds really horrible. I'm going to say that maybe she was there after I quit, because I feel really bad if I just, blew this chick off for 6 months. But anyway, her style is, what's that?
Or you were kind of a big deal there. So
maybe. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I love her style. I love her branding. I love how she sort of attacks social media, and her colors are just so warm and fun. So I guess it kind of makes sense that she's a stager. But she has some really good tips and tricks and trends, obviously, for 2022. So I'm excited to hear what she has to say. It's funny, whenever I hear, what they have to say, people that do it, like the pros, I kind of walk around my house and go, okay, there's nothing in my house that's trendy. I'm so 95.
Well, do you know what? I mean, and yours the same thing. I mean, when you're staging a house to sell, they all kind of have that same aesthetic, right? They've got that very get the clutter away. The biggest thing we can tell our clients is, declutter, or as they say, I think in staging, it's called edit your, but really just get the shit away. I mean, because people, they say like people are buying your house, they're not buying your stuff. And the second that they start looking at your stuff, they're going to stop looking at your house.
100%.
So get the stuff away. And so it'll be actually great to hear her take on what should be left out, what to put away. I mean, we know everybody knows the whole, put away the personal pictures, make it feel personal so people can visualize their couch there and their Christmas tree, whatever. But yeah, I'm excited to hear her too and her take on colors. I just repainted our entire house. And okay, again, I didn't repaint our entire house.
Let's keep it real. Keep it real, Beth.
If I was painting, the ceiling would have more paint on it than the walls. But we just did ours in a really kind of light gray. It looks sensational. It's called Bowstring. It was beautiful by Bear. But I'm curious to see like her favorite color for staging. Like if we had to tell a client, paint this color, I want to hear what her take is on that.
Yeah. Because typically, I mean, most of us would say, a white or a light gray or a light, something that's very neutral and easy to kind of match everything with. But I always kind of wonder about pops of color. I know that, I mean, I'm not a stager, but I have accumulated quite a bit of stock over the last few years. And I find that if I can get someone to, just like you said, get all your stuff out or as much as possible, I can come in with, some blankets and some fake plants and some pillows and what have you. And it's amazing how you really can just make a room look fantastic with minimalist stuff, like just a few little pieces, but they just add enough that they brighten up a room or modernize a room or give the room purpose, right?
I call that the fluff and puff.
The fluff and puff. Okay. I think there's a place down the street here in Stony Creek that's called the Fluff and Puff, but that's a whole other episode.
Mine's a different fluff and puff one. My 5-star service is not 5-star.
Nice. All right. Well, do you want to check in with Tamara? Bring her in and see what she's got?
Okay. Let's go.
All right. All right. So we're excited to welcome Tamara Grant from Destined Dreams. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm super excited that we're talking about fun stuff, decor and design and staging and all that kind of fun stuff, as opposed to the crazy real estate market that we're in right now.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Are you busy?
Yes. January has come out with a bang. Like we just went ground running right away. Just actually got in from a consultation today. So
amazing.
Yeah.
So how many people do you have? Because I mean, I met you a few years back now, and I don't know how far you were into your business, but do you have a large crew now, or how many people do you have doing consults and staging for you?
So we're a team of 6 now, including myself.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Nice.
So we keep it steady.
Cool.
I'm happy to hear that like agents are still and clients are still staging, to be honest with you, because this market is so crazy. A lot of people think it's just a matter of sticking the sign on the lawn and it's good to go. So I love when I walk into a listing and it's still staged so beautifully that you can see some time and effort went into that. And it does make all the difference in the world when you're looking at a home.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what are let's talk about trends. Let's talk about some of the things that you're doing now when you're going into stage a property.
Yeah, so when we go in and stage properties, we've been doing this for 5.5 years, going on 6 years now, and in the home staging business. But we see a lot of open concept. That's been big. And if the home isn't open concept, people are doing renovations to make it open concept.
Okay.
Definitely seeing light walls. We're not going too dark when it comes to keeping the place looking more modern. So lighter walls, lighter cabinetry, gold fixtures. We're seeing that a lot more too. And just more stylish fixtures. So things that would be maybe when it comes to sinks, having a different type of faucet, things that would create more conversational pieces, so to speak, to kind of customize a home as their own. So seeing a lot of custom looks. what else when it comes to trends? I see a lot of arches in homes for
Really?
yeah, like that is in a lot of the older homes, but I find that they're still, it gives it a lot of a more of a softer look, and I'm seeing that in homes as well. I mean, we do see everything from condos to homes that are already had that older homes. So older homes that we've seen any and everything pretty much. So but when it comes to trends, they are just trends, and then you don't have to necessarily follow them, but we see so many different looks all the time.
So what are some of the top colors, I guess, like for 2022, if somebody's looking to, I don't know, either get something ready for the market or just sort of get their own home, style it up the way it should be for a 2022 home, what would be some of the colors or accent pieces they would, kind of want to have in the home?
To have it ready for staging, I would say just keeping it neutral. So I have like some go-tos right now. October Mist by Benjamin Moore. That's a popular one. Any of the pewter colors, you just want to kind of keep it neutral all throughout the home. I always say painting is like money in a can. The house I seen today, for example, every room was a different color. But they didn't have time to, and I kind of wanted to touch on this, but they don't have the time to paint. So what happens in situations like that is this is where staging can really help by kind of taking the attention away from the walls and putting more attention on the way the home is staged and how the house is placed. So this house was yellow. So what we plan on doing is we're going to be muting it with some more neutral tones, some white to tone it down. So sometimes when we're in situations like this, it's kind of like, well, what do I do? Should I put my budget towards painting or should I put my budget towards staging? In the case of staging, this is where we can help kind of alleviate that issue.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
Sorry, go ahead, Beth.
Tamara, I'm so happy you touched on the painting part, because it's funny how people don't realize that as soon as somebody starts to see scuffs in the wall all over the place, then it does start to make them look for other things when they start walking through. So I couldn't agree more that money is paint, or, paint is money in a can, because like literally, as soon as you start seeing that wear and tear, it forces the eye to start looking everywhere in the house, where if you're seeing a freshly painted home with your beautiful staging in it, you tend to see the whole picture as opposed to start nitpicking. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I always wondered too, I know when I go look at a house and I start to see, like you say, paint chipping and baseboards and this and that, I always wonder, well, what else is wrong? And if they didn't care enough to do these little things, then what are some of the big things that I might be missing, kind of thing. So yeah, and for me, that's huge.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're actually saying that, because this is really my forte. Yeah, we can, when it comes to staging, because there is a difference between staging and designing. And maybe I should have started off by saying that, because designing and following the design trends are really for those that are, maybe living in the home and how they want to stay, how they want to live to stay. But with staging, it's more of marketing. So that's why when it comes to trends, I kind of stumbled on that, because staging is more of a marketing using design principles.
Right.
So when it comes to finding ways to make the home stand out, that's what we really specialize in. So if it's a bad paint job, if the floors are covered in like multiple rugs or something, we want to tell the client to have those rugs removed off of the floor, because we want to showcase the floor. We want to show what is actually being bought. We want to show the space. We want to show the light. We want to show the windows, the floors, the light fixtures, the faucets, but we are just accenting it by making it pop some more with staging.
Okay.
Absolutely. What are your thoughts? So whenever I've got my clients, and something I've seen, I'm sure you do, I've seen yourself or who other stagers do it, is that in the master bedroom, I've seen a lot of people using like big elaborate chandeliers, or even like just an elaborate light fixture to really make that, that primary room feel like it's, it's the place where you can go relax. I mean, they're making it a lot more elegant and a lot more almost extravagant. What are your thoughts on turning that kind of primary bedroom into something a little more, funky?
Yeah, because master bedrooms are bedrooms that we will always stage. I mean, you don't have to stage the other ones, but that's the primary bedroom. Whoever is buying that house is going to be sleeping there. So we definitely want to appeal to that person. So some little things that we do like to do for master bedrooms is, because it is the master, we want to be able to, and of course it has to do with the size too. We would like to add some seating in there. If it's big enough to have like a love seat at the end of the bed, or a bench, or a couple of armchairs by the window, but we want to be able to fill that space so it's not such a big space and then just the bed and a couple of side tables and then there's so much dead empty space. We want to fill in that space. We also want to warm it up with layers when it comes to having a rug at the foot of the bed, and of course layering the bed as well with multiple pillows and bedding and throw blankets.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah,
lighting of course is key.
Yeah, yes. I always find that bedrooms, they should definitely have more stuff in them. I mean, I think that people always say, oh, well, I just go into their sleep. Like, that's all I really do is I go to my bedroom and I sleep. But I think that if there is more going on in that room, that I think people would sort of change the attitude a bit more and maybe spend a bit more time in there, not just, sleeping. You might want to read there. I don't know. I'm very much, if you, like you say though, if you have the space. But yeah, I'm very much down for accent pieces. I love chairs. I love a chaise longue. I've always wanted one of those in my bedroom. I don't know why, but I love the idea of having one.
A nice little reading nook with a floor lamp.
Yeah, exactly. For those days when I can just lay around and read all day.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like setting the mood. IKEA does it. Like, if you haven't had a chance to go to IKEA lately, I mean, they do it, right? They set the mood, they give ideas. That's also a big part of staging, is to give buyers ideas and inspiration, because they're buying inspirationally. So it just gives them different ways of how to place furniture, especially in awkward positions sometimes. Like sometimes when the builders build the home, they will have like a weird alcove in one area and you don't even know why it's there. But so awkward rooms, angled fireplaces, where people cannot visualize it on its own without staging. Staging is like the cherry. It's like having icing and frosting and sprinkles and all that.
For our clients that they've already bought, and there are some that are a bit like, I don't know, designly challenged. Do you also have a service where you can come in and like work with the existing things that they have, and perhaps like give some suggestions on different pieces they can bring in? Is that also a service that you provide too?
Yes. I say we specialize in occupied homes. So whether you're staging or you're there to live, we see past what's already there and work within what you have, and the space that we're working with as well. Because a lot of times, even when it comes to staging occupied homes, it's really just a matter of accentuating what they already have. I'm not going to necessarily go in there and say that everything needs to be removed. If you have a couch and furniture that's all in good condition, definitely use that. You have beds, let's definitely use those, because that's a big part of the budget is the furniture. So and then we layer on. I like to work in layers. So when it comes to tabletop accessories, we layer that on. You can use a tray, greenery, florals, candle holders, books, so many, it's like being a kid in a candy store for us, like so many good things to choose from, to place and put together and be creative. And then it all comes together beautifully in the end. So yeah, we do definitely redesign personal shopping services. We launched that at the end of last year.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Joe, it's always like a delicate line when you're staging, because you don't want to offend anybody either. Like you don't want to walk in and be like, well, this is ugly, that's ugly, this has got to go, that's got to go. So, I'm happy to hear you say that when you walk in, because your client doesn't want to hear that their whole house looks like crap, So it's really awesome when you come in and say, you know what, everything you have here is beautiful. Let's just highlight it a bit.
Yeah, basically what I say to them is we're just kind of having a blank canvas. Mm-hmm. We just want it ready to stage, so we have a blank canvas. We don't need personal pictures, in order to appeal. We just want a blank canvas, and we will add on the frosting or that magic touch.
The pizzazz.
The pizzazz. I like that. Good word. Good word. So, all right. So if people want a personal shopper or a stager or an editor, where can we find you?
You can find us at www.destineddreams.ca. We're also on Facebook at Destined Dreams 1, Instagram at Destined Dreams. And you can call directly 647-891-3381. And we would love to help you with all your home staging needs, consultations, occupied homes, vacants. We do it all.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for all the info and the insight. And I'm kind of inspired now. Maybe I'll get you over here and you can tell me what I need to do to edit my house.
I absolutely love it. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
You guys too. Bye.
I'm going to say that was fun because that was kind of fun. I learned a few things, which is pretty cool. And I'm really glad that she touched on that October mist color that you and I were saying that we loved so much. I love that color.
Makes us look like we know what we're talking about.
I know, a little bit. We kind of know what we're talking about. So I really hope things open up soon, because I know you and I had plans on having this really cool, what were we calling it? Galentine's Day?
Galentine's Day.
Galentine, because that's coming up. I mean, it's only a few weeks away, I guess. And I really wanted to, celebrate friendships and get some chicks together. Not that boys aren't allowed, but they're not.
Right.
Yeah, and have some fun girl time.
Well, I think actually we should be good by February. I think January 31st. The Ontario government has given us the green light to at least be 50% social. Okay. Well, we can take our friends list and just cut it in half. At the best of times, I can probably do that. It depends on on what activity we're doing.
Yes, that's true. I have my alcohol friends, and then I have my, all the others, which is a really short list.
I was about to say all the others.
No, it's like on the alcohol list. We drink every week.
Yeah, like my mom. My mom's on that list, I guess. She's not a big drinker. The odd time she can have a Caesar, and she's feeling really crazy.
A Caesar. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Big Caesar.
That sounds good.
And we got Thirsty Thursday coming up this week. And so Wendy and our schedules are conflicting a bit this week. So we are doing a little different this week. So we're going to do a bit of a Thirsty Thursday drink off, if you will. Mm-hmm. So Wendy's going to send me a recipe that I have to make from the comfort of the Thirsty Thursday labs. And Wendy is going to take something that I make and make it from her abode. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And then maybe we can even do we'll see, get a couple of taste testers and see, make people recreate the drink and then see what they think.
Oh, I like that idea. Idea.
But don't send me anything gross, nothing gross.
Well, what's gross? Don't send me anything with gin, because I think gin's gross.
And if you want to send me anything with gin, by all means. If you should make me make a gin and tonic with lime. I would hate that.
A gin and tonic with lime. Yeah. Can you make me a shot of Jack Daniels, please?
Yeah, exactly. Well, just send me my favorite drink if you wouldn't mind. That'd be great.
All right. Well, let's end this podcast, YouTube cast on a cocktail note, a high note. I like it. And
love it.
I look forward to next week. Some more interesting stuff. Maybe we'll get back into the market talk a little bit. Maybe we won't. We'll see.
Yeah. Sounds great. Okay. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.